Hey Pisces, it's Kayla's Tarot. Right then, you guys, let's do your first half of February tarot reading, and this is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising Pisces, resonating the 1st to 15th of February 2020. If you find that this doesn't resonate, don't panic. Not all general readings on YouTube will resonate for every single one of you. If that's the case, check out your Moon or your Rising, or see if another reader on YouTube has the right messages for you at this time. Alright, let's get stuck in. Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising Pisces. 5 cards for Pisces, please. Alright. Central issue is, excuse me, the Knight of Wands in the reverse. The root of that is the 5 of Wands in the reverse. The recent past, 8 of Swords. What's crowning you is 6 Cups reversed. And what's coming towards you is the Hangman. Okay, let's put some romance angels in on this. Okay, I've got the attraction card. One more, please, for Pisces and romantic feelings. Okay. I think right off the bat, you could be dealing with somebody who's inconsistent and sort of fooling around elsewhere here, okay? I don't think this is a serious relationship that I'm looking at. So if you're in a serious relationship watching this, I suggest you, you know, acknowledge these messages might not be for you and not to overreact. I think this is for those that have somebody specific that they have been dating, seeing, sleeping with, that kind of thing. And I think that, you know, you may not be the only person that this, whoever you're dealing with, is, I don't think you're the only one that they're entertaining at the moment. And I think the reason why, with the 5 of Wands, this person's just not prepared to sort of fight for anything at this point. And I think also, you know, another thing that I want to point out is, you know, I think you know deep down, and I think maybe you end up cutting this off because you don't like competition. But I also see you being in two minds about this and not ready to make a decision, hence the Hangman being on the fence about this. And also, I want to say with a Hangman, you could be afraid to speak your mind to this person and maybe ask them the ultimate question of, where's this going? For fear of the answer, because I think you've developed strong feelings for this person, and I think you'd like to explore them. But you know, if you sort of cut this off because you know you're being messed around, you run the risk of having to get over this person, which it seems some of you just don't want to do. So I'm just going to clarify. I don't read these clarifiers in reverse, by the way. And let's just sort of, oh, excuse me. Cards are just jumping out everywhere. Let's see. Oh, wow, I've got 3 here. Okay, so I've got the Queen of Cups. I've got the Empress, and I've got the Lovers there as well. So, yeah, I think you really have developed strong feelings for this person. I think you guys have got a great bond. But, again, with the Lovers, I mean, if you look at it in traditional decks, there's, you know, the sort of guide or angel that's sort of above them, which gives the message that it could be fated. But also, there's usually a mountain between them. And that mountain represents a boundary. It represents a struggle, a hurdle that you have to come over. And I think that hurdle that you have to come over at the moment is the fact that you very much could be in competition with other people for this one person that you're very interested in, and you've definitely fallen for them, and you've been nurturing this, and there's no way you want to give up something that you've invested a lot of time into. That's the problem with dating in today, because you know, more people than not go into the dating field and seeing people and sleeping with people, and they don't do that for it to be temporary. But then you've got the other half of people that do go into this for it to be temporary, because they're quite happy just testing the waters. And I think more often than not, if somebody's just messing around and just happy sleeping with you or messing you around, and nothing's consistent, you know, with the Knight of Wands in the reverse, nothing's consistent. You know, you could go hours or days without even hearing from this person. Nothing's consistent. When that starts happening, you need to start questioning whether or not you're being used, unfortunately. Let's clarify this 5 of Wands. Five of Wands, clarified by the Five of Wands. You're in competition, but I think it's reversed because you don't want to be in competition. So I think you are trying to sort of put up a fight with somebody here who's not returning that gesture. It's almost like, you know, that there's competition. We're going to keep going regardless. I mean, the recent past is, you know, you've been right up there in your head about this. Over analytical, wondering why, what's wrong with you, and despite all this realization that you've had, you still don't want to get it up. And then crowning position, 6 cups in the reverse. So you know you've already been down this path before. Look, we're paying too much attention to negativity and bad nostalgia. You need to put more effort into getting over this rather than entertaining it any further and regain your stability. Let me clarify the Hangman. So we've got the Knight of Cups along with the Hangman yet again. I think you're definitely on the fence as to whether or not you actually tell this person how you really feel about him. You know, romantic. This, you know, the Knights and messengers, really, and you know, this is sort of delivering a message to someone to let them know how you feel, and you know, you want to explore whether or not these feelings are worth it, you know. And I think that moving forward, you're on the fence about whether or not to tell them, and I think it's probably wise at this stage to advise you not to. Yeah, I think with the Chariot, this is one of those situations that you may have to move on from. And then we have the Seven of Swords. Like I say, somebody just doesn't seem ready to stop doing what they're doing. And when I say what they're doing is inconsistent behaviour in love. You know, this is somebody who sort of bounces from person to person and probably has, you know, 2 or 3 on the go at one time. The Knight of Wands and the upright is inconsistency as a whole, you know, being here, there and everywhere. But in the reverse, it's inconsistency, but they're up to no good. That's the way I see it. That's the way I've always read it. And I think that is the lovers. That's that mountain between you. So I think that there is a connection here between you and this person, absolutely. I just feel like, you know, you're ready to sort of offer this cup to this person and deliver the message about how you feel about them. And this is something that you've been nurturing despite all the obstacles. And I kind of feel like we're not paying enough attention to the obstacles. And one of the main obstacles is this person, you know, think of the Seven of Swords. It's a coward. This is, you know, one of them sneak thief snakes that gets caught. And I'm kind of wondering, you know what? If it absolutely is necessary that you have to sort of hang on and stay on the fence until you actually catch this person out, is that what it's going to take for you to move on? Is that what it's going to take for you to finally move on from this? I think it is, if I'm perfectly honest. I think it is. Anyway, listen. I'm going to leave that there. I think the overall advice really here is, look, if you absolutely need proof, wait a bit longer. If you already sort of need to say something to this person, then tell them how you feel. But do not pin all your hopes on this. I think the message as a whole is don't get your hopes up with someone, especially if you know they're messing around. I think that's going to have to be the tagline for this. Right, I'm going to leave it there. Those are your energies for the first half of February. If anyone wants personal reading, my email's at the bottom of the screen. In the meantime, you guys, I'm going to shoot and I'll be back on or around the 15th of February. So you take care. Bye for now.